Hey guys, if you enjoyed the videos on this channel, be sure to check out my second channel as well for funny videos and highlights. The link will be in the description. Hey guys, and welcome back to another Battle for Azeroth video. This video will be featuring footage and content of the alpha client for Battle for Azeroth, but even though it features footage not yet available in the live client, I will still keep spoilers to a minimum in this video. All this video will show will be small snippets of certain quests, as well as a brief overview of a part of the story in the Horde Troll area of Nazmir, as well as areas that you will see when you quest through the zone itself. Again, remember that all of this footage is still in the alpha stage of development, so certain things may be subject to change, and in addition to this video will only be covering the first hour of questlines that I completed instead of the entire zone, just to keep this video shorter, easier to digest, and more spoiler free. So, Nazmir is one of the 3 regions of Zuldazar, the area that is riddled with problems revolving around the blood trolls. And when you start the area, you pretty much are immediately exposed to this problem right from the get-go. The questline in Nazmir is pretty fast-paced and immediately exposes you to a myriad of things, including troll culture, Loa in the neighboring lands, and of course the blood trolls and the god that they worship, Goon. Now, as of right now, you don't get to see what Goon looks like yet. Instead of showing you a cutscene of Goon, right now all you see is a placeholder cutscene. What we do know about the blood trolls, however, is that they are definitely a threat, a result of Zandalari negligence, who saw the blood trolls as a nuisance rather than a rival, which has ultimately allowed the blood trolls to thrive and grow stronger and more dangerous through their connection with Goon, since they weren't being kept under surveillance by the neighboring trolls. This has in turn caused devastating repercussions, as the blood trolls are now too powerful to just simply be stopped with a simple head-on assault. Instead, the blood trolls are the ones who are doing the assaulting, and they are the ones who are gaining ground, as they invade neighboring troll villages in an effort to kill the inhabitants to use their blood for blood magic, or even as they seek to corrupt the temple grounds of the Loa of Death himself, Bwonsamdi. Under the guidance of Goon, the blood trolls have grown so ferocious that the Zandalari have even resorted to trying to contact the Loa within the neighboring lands for aid. Now, I haven't seen too much of any Loa yet, save for Bwonsamdi, so I really hope that we are exposed to them more and more as the quest lines proceed. The only real detailed accounts that we have had of the Loa are through a few quest lines in the past, and also of Vol'jin's first-hand experience with them in the novel Shadows of the Horde, so seeing these guys in action would certainly be a good idea to include, especially in an expansion that is very troll saturated. Now, going back to the main route at hand, the blood trolls have grown so ballsy that they even tried to assault Bwonsamdi within his own temple grounds itself, but with us by his side, we managed to fend off the swarming Schmeagles. That's pretty much as far as I have gotten in regards to the threat of the blood trolls. Now let's go ahead and talk about some other aspects of Nazmir. Throughout these quests, if you pay attention to certain things, you will notice some interesting information. First of all, we get to witness a first-hand perspective of a handful of the many Loa that the trolls revere and serve in the neighboring lands. One of the most interesting and already involved within the story being Bwonsamdi. Now, so far from what I have seen, Bwonsamdi appears to be the same type of character that was shown in the past, a Loa that is sneaky and has his own agendas. If your interests align with that of his, then you are likely to earn a notable ally. However, if your interests do not align, well then, you might not be the best of friends. We also get to see some interesting tidbits about Bwonsamdi, such as how he sees the undead as an abomination, yet he is the one who guards over the realms of the dead, and it's actually probably this reason why he sees the undead as abominations to begin with. He wants their souls in his realm, not in the physical realm, so he feels cheated. I wonder how he reacts to Death Knights. Or female dwarves. Anyone who plays one of those has to be dead inside. We also get to see what an offering to Bwonsamdi is like, and how it is required if one seeks an audience with him, which is pretty nifty. He also seems pretty happy and jittery about the offering as well, which kind of ties in with his saltiness to Vol'jin about how the Darkspear trolls no longer prepare offerings to him, which is stated in the novel Shadows of the Horde. I guess if I loved gifts as well as this guy, and then someone stopped giving me gifts, then I would be pretty disappointed too. Bwonsamdi is nothing more than a gold digger, an undead ghost spirit troll digger. Now, another interesting thing I caught was how the story revolving around the blood trolls also mirrors that the Gurubashi trolls had with Hakkar. Following the War of the Ancients, the world was sundered, which caused the Gurubashi to suffer from plague, famine, and affliction. Out of desperation, they pledged their lives to a deity known as Hakkar the Soul Flayer. Hakkar, through his blood magic, gave the Gurubashi the chance to prosper and grow their empire beyond any of their wildest dreams. Sound familiar? Goon is doing the exact same thing with the blood trolls, and well, what do we have here? Nazmir used to be the crown jewel of Zuldazar. It was once a lush green tropical land, yet was laid to waste when good old Deathwing sundered the world with his cataclysm. With the lands going to shite and the most prosperous region of Zuldazar now being the most dangerous and famine-riddled, no wonder these trolls sought the aid of Goon, just like the Gurubashi did with Hakkar all those years ago. Only difference is that it appears as though the blood trolls, all of them, delight in serving Goon, unlike certain Gurubashi who sought to overthrow the devout priests of the Soul Flayer. So far the story seems pretty interesting, especially revolving around Bwonsamdi's battle over power with Goon, and I hope that they can really blow our minds out of the water as the plot progresses. Hopefully they focus more on memorable, quality gameplay rather than tedious, repetitive gameplay that is forced onto us. One last thing that I did want to add to this overview, guys, while questing through the areas, I did notice that certain mobs, specifically rares and quest NPCs, hit pretty hard and are much beefier. Again, this can also be due to the fact that characters on the alpha client spawn in with level 110 boosted gear, as opposed to most of your mains which are decked out in mythic or heroic on Taurus gear. But hey, I'm just glad that they made the questing a little less brain dead and a bit more difficult. Now let's just hope that Blizzard doesn't confuse difficult mobs with brain dead mobs that don't do jack all for damage, yet have an endless pool of health, because I'm sure that no one here fancies the idea of fighting a training dummy for 15 minutes. Thanks so much for watching this video, guys. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos like this in the future, and until next time, I will see you all later.